So as I said in the blurb that we sent out about today, I was thinking, well, what is this? First off, what is this unity? I mean, we can all pretty well guess. It's everybody coming together like-hearted. We're in unity here. It's kind of easy here. We've been very disunified here in this country for a while. I think that corner might have been turned, but that's all out there. All the stuff that's going on in the world or in life is outside, and meaning, it's not here within me. And I thought, well, unity's got to start somewhere. And if I have to wait for the right president or the right neighbor or the right husband or the right friends, I'm in trouble, because they don't always show up. And even when I'm married for the third time. So trust me, I know that not every husband is the one. Fortunately, this particular guy is, but it took me 3 times to get there. And I've had friends come and go, as we all have. And, I've been different places that I liked and different places I haven't liked. So there's a lot in our surroundings and in our circumstances that don't fit for us. They don't fit with us. And that's not bad. It's just the case. But if I want unity to occur somewhere, how does that happen? I mean, yes. Okay. So right now we could use the Olympics as an example of feeling unified. We've got our 594 athletes over there doing their thing. You could say they're competing with each other, but really they're competing with themselves. They have their own work that they've been doing, and if they do their very best, they might probably beat somebody else. They'll probably do their best will be better than the next person's best. That's what it amounts to. But they're competing in such a unified way. They're together, like every country's there as one. I mean, they got all these different people, but they're all there as one. And then all the countries are there representing our globe. And it's an awesome occasion. And if you saw the opening ceremonies, it was one of the most spectacular opening ceremonies I've ever seen. And it used the entire city, not just a stadium. And it was the music, and it was so French, and it was so unique and so diverse, and it was all of us. So the theme that kind of ran through all of that, I mean, I'm sitting watching different things. I'm in tears. I mean, I'm with my daughter and my husband, and we're trying to talk and we're all crying. It was really wonderful. And it occurred to me that what were they united in? Well, you could boil it down to they were united in love and joy and oneness, and we're here together. And isn't it great? And isn't this good? And we'll do our best at whatever we're doing, but we're all in this together. And, of course, the athletes are making friends with one another. Doesn't matter the country they're from. It's beyond gorgeous. And then I looked at, well, they're all individuals, though. So they are bringing the best of themselves to the moment. Now, there is the excuse called, I'm doing this for my country. Okay, that's great. Whatever excuse you can use it. But they were bringing that joy. Each of them were bringing that peace, that creativity, that strength. They were bringing that. So that's when I realized, well, you know what? Unity begins with me. Funny how everything about life kind of comes back to each one of us. Isn't that funny? So we can wait for the Olympics to come, or we can wait for the right presidential candidate to come, or we can wait for the war to end and be upset when it's not, or we can wait for the right boyfriend, friend, job, whatever, or we can create unity. So what does that mean, me creating unity? Well, it's me connecting with Spirit, God. It's me connecting in my heart of hearts. It's me connecting with that place of joy, which is why we're here. how nice to have a place to come every Sunday where you get to do that. I mean, that's really the point. So we can connect with spirit, that wondrous part of ourselves. I'm going to say that larger part of ourselves, that more important part of ourselves, that unified part of ourselves. We are unified when we are connected to spirit. That's when we are one within ourselves. We're not one when we're in discord. We are separate from it. We're connected to it because we're all in, the same energy. We're all that same God stuff. We're the same energy as the trees and the planets and the universe. Yes. But we can connect from that stream of energy, if you will, by being in discord. And you know, it happens. We're seeing it. We do it. We're seeing it in the planet, seeing it with Israel and Palestine right now, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they're not the only ones. Ukraine, Russia, Sudan. I mean, sad. So they're kind of unified in a destructive way. I think there's probably another word for what they're doing, not versus unified. Although being unified means operating as one. So they are with a particular kind of purpose, a destructive purpose. But it's not what we're up to. And it's not what makes the difference. What makes the difference is each one of us being unified with spirit and then living from there. Well, that's not always so easy, as you can tell. Otherwise, those folks wouldn't be over there fighting because they're unified not with spirit. And it takes some work for us to, okay, so here, let's just say here we are right now at peace, love, and joy. Okay, here we are. And then we walk outside and we're driving and somebody cuts us off. Oh, in that instant, it can be gone. Happens to me. I'm talking to drivers most of the time when I'm out there, you know, saying stuff as if they could hear me. But I do know that the more that the one thing I do know is at least I'm aware of it and I'm conscious of doing it. And I know that I'm off track when I'm doing it. Okay, I don't make myself wrong for it. I just notice it. So maybe that's the idea. As a matter of fact, as far as I can tell, it is to notice when you're not in unity with spirit. And then bring yourself back as quickly and easily as you can, or at least as quickly as you can. It might be as quick as a snap of your fingers, then it might take a couple hours, might take meditating, might take a few days, it might take a week, whatever it takes for you. And there's, you know, your favorite ways of doing it. It might be to, you know, listen to music or meditate or read something or call up a friend or, you know, and kind of vent if that's what you need to do. But whatever it is, the job is to bring yourself back to being able to live from there. That's all there is to do. I mean, it's really that simple. Sounds complicated, and it may not be easy, but it's that simple. So when we're unified and we're living from there, the experience of unity on the planet is present for you no matter what's going on. And then, interestingly, when you're that way, people around you tend to be that way. Nancy just gave me this great quote here from Barack Obama. It says, "One voice can change a room." We know that. And if one voice can change a room, then it can change a city. And if it can change a city, it can change a state. And if it can change a state, it can change a nation. And if it can change a nation, it can change the world. Your voice can change the world. Each of us. And so the question then is, what are we going to speak? What are we going to live? What are we going to, if we're going to change the world, what are we bringing into existence? Well, all of us here are working at bringing this love, this joy, this expression of spirit into the world. That's what there is to do. And anything that gets in the way of that, then you want to do what you can, however you do it, to put you back into unity and bring you back to that place where love and camaraderie and joy are available. You know, you can make a phone call to, I don't know, a credit union, and they can give you a hassle. But you can be pleasant with them. You can be compassionate with them. I mean, you know, they're doing the best they can, doing their service, however terrible it seems to you. But, you know, if you use compassionate listening, if you open your heart, you can actually help them help you. So it's available to us to do this at any moment and available to us with every circumstance. So if you're not experiencing joy and peace, creativity, generosity, love in a moment, courtesy of any circumstance, allow yourself to notice it. And then instead of blaming the other person, which is our tendency, look what they just did. I'm upset because they, blah, blah, blah. We can stop, catch yourself and just stop. Maybe take a breath and stop the conversation or relax. I mean, I was in a conversation the other day with somebody and she was going on and on and on. And I'm like, and it was one of those where she wanted to hear from me, but anything I said was like, not it, not it. And so I finally just right with her there, I just stopped and said, wait just a second. And I just did this. Okay. All right, now let's do this again. Right in front of her, I did that. Right in front of her. I mean, I didn't care whether she thought it was odd or weird. I could no longer carry on that conversation the way it was going. And after that, you know, I got back into compassionate listening because up till then I was getting a little, she was frazzled and I was getting frazzled and we were going on this death spiral. So it just stopped and reunified myself with spirit, and then I could carry on. And then you know, I did more listening than speaking, and I just got it. I got what she had to say. And mostly the upset behind what she was saying was what needed to be heard. And then on we went, and it was, you know, the rest of the time we were together was lovely, and she was happy and I was happy and all that. So it can happen in an instant. And like I said, it's very simple. It happens like that. Not necessarily easy. There are times where it's not so easy for me, like I'm sure it's not so easy for you. But again, we here at the Home of Truth have a wide array of resources that can bring us back to spirit. So you want to use them. Whatever they are for you, whoever they are for you, use them and bring yourself back so that you're living unified with spirit. And interestingly, when you're living that way, life unfolds in a unified manner. You just pay attention and watch. You don't have to do anything special. Just begin to notice where you are, bring yourself back to that space, and take the next step or have the next conversation or eat the next meal. See what starts to happen around you. It's pretty amazing. Things that you would not expect to happen. Doors open, you meet people, people are gracious in a way that you would not expect. You could call them all miracles. They're not really miracles because that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of life one has when one is unified with spirit and living from there. And of course, you know, you want to allow that you are human at the same time. So that means being unified with spirit with yourself. You know how we make other people wrong for things they do or don't do, say or don't say, all that. We do the same to ourselves. Have you noticed? I mean, some of the stuff you say to yourself, you would never say to another person. Sometimes you can say there's a mad woman or man in my head and I can't get rid of her, but you can. You can rely on spirit. Do what you need to do. If anything in that you're thinking about yourself is not positive, it's a lie. It's just a lie, so don't buy into it. Disregard it. Don't go there. Nope, not listening to that. Did enough of that in my life. I am not listening to that because you are an expression. We all are expressions of God, just like one rose looks like different from another rose, even though there's the same kind of rose. They blossom differently. They don't make each other wrong for growing the way they grow. They just grow. So we don't need to do that either. So if you're not madly in love with yourself, you're not in sync with spirit. Because if you're in sync with spirit, you're in love with you. How could you not be? How could you not be? I never get lonely. I notice that I never get lonely because I have spirit with me at every moment. I might be alone, but I'm not lonely because my best friend is spirit. Whew, how cool is that? So let yourself love you, let yourself love life, and unity will occur around you. And the things you say will be from there. So that will call forth unity in your conversation. You might say something beautiful and positive to somebody that alters their whole day. And as a result, everything there with that person with you changes dramatically. So unity begins with me, it ends with me. Unity is me. Unity with spirit is you and me. And the more we can live from there, the easier life is for us and the more blessed it is for the people around us. So I invite you to take that simple step and just at any moment reunite with spirit. Okay, let us pray. Thank you, Spirit, for this reminder. Thank you for this beautiful time in life where, in particular, we can notice the wonder and the strength and the power and the love that is present in the Olympics as an example for us of what we as individuals can do when we come together and what that brings forth, the beauty and the splendor, the joy, the excitement, the camaraderie that's available when we operate as one. And we know we can do that at any time, at any place, regardless of circumstance. I mean, bless those athletes in the pouring rain. How perfect. Rain pouring on them through the whole thing, and they were still in that place of joy. So demonstrates how we can live life. Oh, what a perfect example. Thank you, Spirit, for that example. Because rain hits us all. It's not personal, but it hits us all. And we all have circumstances that can derail us. And we are blessed in this moment to know that you are with us and that we are one with you. Ah, amen. Blessed be. And so it is.